Arrangements of, arrangement of elements in the periodic table. In this worksheet, Part A says to place an X in the blank beside each of the following series of elements that are from the same group or family. A group or family, if you notice here on the periodic table, it's labeled group because groups go up and down. So here's group 1, group 2, etc. going across. Here on Part B, let me move this down. It says to place an X beside each of the following series that are in the same period. The periods on the periodic table go across. So if I had any 3 of these in period 2, I would put an X beside it because they're in the same period. On the back of your paper, Part C, you're going to match up the groups with their number of valence electrons. If you don't already know this information, if you look at your reading material, there's a page that looks like this with the family portraits on it. It's a little silly, I know. But it has a chart down here that tells you the family or group number and their number of valence electrons. Notice that it matches up 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 and 13 and 3, 4 and 14 and 4, and so on down the way. So it's always the last digit of that group number that tells us the number of valence electrons. So all you have to do is look up that group number. On Part D, we are looking at this as if it were a periodic table. This would be the left half of the periodic table. And it says to identify the pair of elements pardon me, with the same number of valence electrons. So we are going to look for, out of Q, V, U, Z, and W, which two would have the same number of valence electrons, and just write those two down. Don't look up their actual symbols from the periodic table, just use the letters that are provided. Look for the ones in the same period, same group, and then figure out the atomic number, and look for what would have similar properties. Remember that similar properties are found in the same group on the periodic table. If you have any more questions, please come ask.